Everybody, welcome to Streetlight Babble, where today we'll be reviewing...
Get out! Get out! Get out! The directorial debut of Jordan Peele, who you might recognize from the hit comedy duo of Key and Peele.
Key and Peele, Peele and Key, and I tell ya, this was a pretty enjoyable movie, pretty enjoyable film.
Yeah, it was pretty good overall. Just want to let you guys know this first video that we're going to do is a non-spoiler video, so stay tuned. We'll also be uploading a spoiler video later today, so keep your eyes out for that.
Keep your eyes out. Alright, so what did you think of the movie overall?
Overall, I enjoyed it. I think it was a really good directorial debut for Jordan Peele. There were a couple things that were kind of detractors from the overall experience, but I liked how even though it's billed as a horror movie, it's not necessarily a horror movie as much as it is a suspense thriller movie.
Yeah, you pointed that out to me, that it's a lot more of a thriller movie. A thrill. It's one of them edge of your seat, will they get out of it movies, and really it pulls that off very well, while unfortunately sticking to a few of those horror cliches that I don't quite like. You see, I kind of like horror movies, but the reason I haven't seen a lot of them in a long time is just every single one has to keep to those same cliches, you know? The silence before the jump scare, and you can almost time the jump scares every single time. It just gets distracting to me to see the same cliches used over and over, while, in fairness, Mr. Peele did detract from a lot of these. He did tend to stick to a few of them, which kind of, you know, it irked me, but, you know, it's fine.
It's fine. I mean, like we said, it's his directorial debut. He still has a couple things he's got to learn, but overall, it was it was an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, for a directorial debut, I think it was pretty satisfactory. I rather enjoyed the, you know, the tenseness of it, the tenseness.
Exactly. The tension in the movie. So, talk about some performances. My standout was Bradley Whitford. For those of you who know,
Bradley Whitford was the dad.
He was the dad of this mysterious family up in Connecticut. Those of you might recognize him from The West Wing. He gave awesome performances in that TV show, and once again, he gives an awesome performance in this movie. Kind of at the beginning of the movie, he starts sowing these seeds that actually produce flowers and produce fruit towards the end of the movie, which I personally liked.
He's a fruit-producing man, let me tell you what. I think we both agree on this. The mother, who's featured in the trailer quite a bit, the sort of hypnotist-ish mother, she wasn't actually as good as I thought she was going to be. Her character wasn't as, I don't know, menacing, or as she was pretty menacing, but I don't know.
She wasn't as prominent in the movie.
She didn't stand out to me as much as I thought she would. She didn't really have enough character for me.
No. But
yeah, the brother of our main character's girlfriend was the Joker.
Yeah.
He thought the Joker was a good way. There was no subtleties in his performance. It was just he was overacting. It was, hello everybody.
Yeah. Hey, you want to know anything about fighting? Oh, I like to fight. I think with your wonderful genes, you'd be a great fighter.
Actual quote from the movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much a paraphrase quote from that movie.
But, I mean, to be fair, the first third of the movie, they're trying to set up all of these red flags about, hey, you know, something's going on, something's off here. And
yeah, the setup in the reincorporation was actually a bit more clever than we thought. More on that in the spoilers section.
Exactly, but like I was going to say, I feel with the brother, they were settling enough red flags that they could have removed him from the movie and it wouldn't have detracted anything at all.
But, you know, I don't want to make you think that the performances were all bad. The main character, he was fantastic because he was able to show just a range of emotion. And there was one side character, an old lady, she was kind of the housemaid. And just in a few seconds, she was able to show sadness and anger and fear, and with actually kind of a smile on her face.
Yeah.
Within the span of a few seconds, all the emotions just sort of rang out, and it was really actually rather impressive how she was able to do that. So don't think that the side characters aren't good. They deliver.
They deliver, and just like the comic relief in this movie, who was actually really funny.
The comic relief, he did not do what a lot of comic reliefs do in these movies, and that's detract from the message and detract from the overall plot. He was pretty funny, and he was great with his timing.
He was. No, I totally agree. And my favorite thing about that side character, the comic relief guy, is he was actually intelligent.
Yeah, that's another cliche they broke, was the main character, the person who is being horrified upon in this horror movie. He wasn't acting like a dumbass. He was trying to call people. He was doing reasonable things. He just wanted to leave as soon as he noticed things started going south. He wasn't his own biggest enemy like in most of these stupid horror movies. It was actually the world that was just, shoving him down, which is, part of the message.
Yeah. And like I said, the side character, when he's starting to do things to try and help his friend, you can see his thought process going. He says, okay, this thing isn't working, I'm going to try this thing. This thing isn't working, I'm going to try this thing to help my friend.
Yeah, they weren't acting like morons, and that's one of the horror cliches that Mr. Peel broke. And it was actually, I was rather impressed with that he was able to create a dangerous situation with a character without the character having to be a moron in the first place. But, the overall plot with him, because, the plot, of course, is black guy, white girlfriend, and they go to the family full of wasps. White Anglo-Saxon males. Protestants.
Yes.
Not males.
Not males.
Protestants. White Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
Yeah, and it's basically Look Who's Coming to Dinner, but with a little bit more of a serious tone.
Yeah, and let me tell you, there are some twists and turns, and perhaps racial allegories in this film.
Exactly. There's some stuff that we might talk about in our spoiler corner. A couple other detractors from the film. We discussed this after the movie. Was the cinematography wasn't as great as it could have been. It's not rudimentary. Bad. Yeah, it's rudimentary. It's not bad. It's just there wasn't anything special about really any of the shots. And the music, while it was kind of passable, the big song at the beginning and the song at the end of the movie,
I think was the same song.
I think it
wasn't it the same song.
Yeah,
it was like an African song of some sort of tribal song.
Which it was good. It kind of helps set the mood of the film.
Yeah, it sets the mood, and yeah, I rather liked it.
It was good. Like the music in the middle of the movie kind of goes back to that horror type genre of music, but like I said, the bookends, both of those were good songs.
Yeah, so the side characters, they actually delivered pretty well. All the way they acted with their faces, you could really tell what the part they played in this world, this menacing world that our poor main character Jerry Blackman has entered.
I thought his name was Chris Washington.
His name was Chris Washington, but at one point his girlfriend says, "Oh, is it because you're a Blackman?" And it just made me laugh. Just anyway.
So from now on, the character's name is Chris Blackman.
His name is Chris Blackman to me.
Yeah. So overall, what'd you think of the movie? Or if you were to give it a rating, what would you say?
I would give it a 6 out of 10, just because, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just because of how rudimentary a lot of things are. You reusing a lot of those silence before jump scare horror cliches, and jump scares that are for the audience but not for the character, like, someone running behind the character.
Yeah.
Without, it's not for him, it's for the audience, so this guy kind of takes you out of it. It takes me out of it, at least. The music, a few of the performances that I didn't think that I thought would be great but weren't, and other performances, however, were pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought they wouldn't be. But yeah, a 6 out of 10. Also, it resolved rather quickly.
Yeah, the movie, it wrapped itself real quickly, which...
It wraps up, the first 2/3 are pretty good with the build-up, and then it just tumbles really fast down to the ending.
I feel like they had an idea of where they wanted to go in the third act. They tried to build up to it, and then at the end, it just fell apart. Once again, we'll talk about that in our spoiler corner. But no, I agree with your rating. I'd say 6 out of 10 is. It was a good movie. I even though I say 6 out of 10, I still give it a recommendation. If you have the means to go see this movie, it's a really good movie. Just it could have been better. Could have been worse.
Any interracial couples out there? Want to scare yourselves? Want to scare? You gotta go see the movie.
Yeah, go see the movie. Go see it now. Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys stay tuned, we're gonna upload a spoiler corner a little bit later today.
Yes, we will.
But yeah, go see Get Out.